Hello, my name is Steve Young. I'm running for Mayor of Brentwood. I wanted to talk a little bit about emergency response times. In Brentwood, we have a general plan that specifies emergency response times must average between 3 and 5 minutes. However, the actual average is between 10 and 13 minutes. Why is that happening? Well, one reason is because the Brentwood City Council, by a vote of 5-0, continues to approve and authorize the building of new residential units. There are ways to slow this down. There are ways to actually stop some of this, but it requires a certain attitude that just isn't there. So that means, among other things, that you cannot rezone and deviate from the general plan. You can't take commercial land and turn it into residential, especially at higher densities than was originally designated. And you also need to be aware that all of this creates very dangerous situations. Now, everybody knows that, but you wouldn't think so by the way the City Council operates and votes. Let's take, for example, if you are a senior citizen in Somerset, let's say you fall down. Let's say you are in the shower and you can't get up and you're bleeding. None of this is okay. It's going to have a very bad outcome. And if you have an emergency vehicle that is coming from Livermore across Vasco Road, that could take upwards of 60 to 90 minutes for anybody to arrive and assist you. You could literally lose your life in that time. So, what seems to be the problem? Well, the Brentwood City Council seems very conflicted and confused at City Council meetings whenever this issue comes up. Why is that? Why would they be so confused? Well, it doesn't sound like anything that would confuse most people. Sounds more like there might be a conflict of interest. What might that be? Well, in the case of one incumbent who's challenging me for the position of mayor, starting in 2018, they took a $20,000 contribution from a developer named Sino, also known as Discovery Builders. That might create a conflict of interest when the developer wants you to do one thing and the residents want you to do another. The second incumbent who's challenging me took a lot of money from the very influential Ron Nunn family and the associated Blackhawk and Blackhawk Nunn developers, oil company related special interests. So in both cases, it is not okay. It does create some problems when you're on the City Council and your big contributor wants you to do one thing and the residents want you to do another. So that's what I see happening. That's the way I see it as an outsider and now a candidate for mayor. I would like to say thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day.